Hi, Joey.
Hi, Christine.
So, there's been a lot of explaining shit to me, so I want to explain something to you.
Well, I want to learn whatever it is you're explaining.
Alright, so we're doing something that I am knowledgeable about and something that you, and Anthony for that matter, don't know shit about. We are doing the expanded Middle-earth universe.
Woo.
You sound so excited. This is what I love. Alright, so we had to do this a little bit differently. Because as you know, and as I know, and as everybody who knows me knows, I don't know how to tell a story in a linear way.
No.
But to be fair, Tolkien really didn't either. He was writing the extended Lord of the Rings universe, like the extended Middle-earth verse, all the way up until he died. Like there's stuff that isn't even published. His son spent his whole life organizing everything and adding to it and making it make not more sense, but I think he made it a little bit more, he was able to package it in a way that people could read. So I'm going to try to package this in a way that you can understand. And I had to do this differently, so there are no pictures. We are going to be going through the Lord of the Rings project map of characters.
There's a map of characters.
Well, no, this is somebody who did this. It was like a thing that they did. All right, so this is like the beginning, and I haven't actually gone through all this, but I'm pretty sure
it's like a fucking family tree.
Oh yeah, you need all this. So not everybody is necessary.
We're doing genealogy.
No, we're not. We're not. So not everybody here is important.
Well, I should hope not. There's like 500 names here.
All right, so then because everybody is sort of related to each other.
Gee,
and then
that's what all those lines mean? Those lines connecting each other to other characters?
Well, no. What I mean is that like they're all like all the lineages, they do come together and they come apart in different ways. So they are. There's a big blank space here. So then we go here.
That's my brain right now.
And then now we're in like dwarf territory, and
oh my god, they each have their own sections.
Okay, and it stops. Oh no, it keeps going, which means what's down here? Here is hobbits. Okay, so hobbits live down here.
Oh my god, the hobbits are so spread out. What the fuck?
You don't, dude. Hobbits fuck.
Oh, I know hobbits fuck. Sam has like 12 kids by the end of the book, even though we should have been with Frodo.
We're not even gonna get into that.
Oh, we are.
All right, so because you know how I feel
I'm a filthy Sam Frodo shipper.
As long as you're not a filthy Mary Pippin shipper, we don't respect that. We do like Sam and Frodo, like fine, I get it, whatever. But people who ship Mary and Pippin,
they are two men who bonded over jewelry. There is no heterosexual explanation for that.
We're not even going to get into it because if we get into like all the different things that Tolkien took from like throughout his life, we're going to be here for days, and I literally don't have enough space
Tolkien
on this computer.
Bisexual icon? Question mark?
No, not at all. No, not at all. But anyway, so are you ready for this apparently unscripted dissertation?
What happens if I say no?
All right.
Yes, of course I'm ready.
All right, so the story begins with Eru Yuvatar. Eru's over here.
By the way, like, the audience is going to see all this chart, right?
Yes, the audience will see this chart.
Okay, because, like, they need this chart.
Okay, so you see this guy over here? That's Eru Yuvatar. This is a god.
Oh my god, wait, he has a bio.
Yes, Eru Yuvatar was the supreme god in Tolkien's works and creator of the Ainur and Ea, the world and all that there is. So basically, before there was
Genesis 12:24, God created man.
You mean
man enjoyed
Genesis
baby back
1:1?
Man enjoyed baby back ribs. Eve showed up to ruin the party. Something about an apple.
Oh my god, stop. Okay. All right, so this is actually going to be really helpful because the chart is going to basically explain certain characters without me having to get into it. So before there was anything, there was Eru Yuvatar.
And then Eru Yuvatar said, let there be light. And suddenly there was light.
Shut up. I'm getting there. All right. So then we have these guys over here. All of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh, they're the disciples. Got it.
No. They are so if this is like our sort of Judeo-Christian single god,
If this is Jesus. Or...
this is our is sort of our Greek pantheon.
Okay, so which one's Satan? Saruman, right?
No.
Sauron.
I'll get there.
Saruman's the wizard. Sauron is the devil analog in this.
Sauron is actually...
No wonder why you love us. It's all Christian bullshit.
That's something else. Yeah.
I mean, now Christian bullshit. We respect other religions. Yada yada yada.
All right. Well, the devil person isn't in this crew. They kicked him out of the party because he fucked up. He's a bad guy. Yeah. Okay, so the way that so do you know?
So Greek gods or Roman gods.
All right, so
the pantheon.
All right, so we're gonna get into like who they all are later, but the thing that you need to know right now is that Eru Yuvatar and these guys and another group of people called the Maiar, which is Sauron, which is somebody like Sauron, Melian,
are they the Dark Angels?
Gandalf, what?
Are they the Dark Angels?
Like, no.
Is there
No.
Is there an analogy that
works? So there's so imagine like a Greek pantheon and then something more akin to like lesser gods. So these guys here are Olympians.
So like the Olympians and then the Titans.
No, the Titans are something else.
Shit.
When was the last time you did Greek mythology?
I don't know. Between Hadestown and Percy Jackson, everything's fucking me up.
Yeah. Okay. So, give me a minute. I will explain it to you.
No, I get what you're saying. Basically, these are lesser gods. These are.
So this is like supreme being.
If the 14 of these guys, the 14 are all stage 3 Pokemon. The other guys are stage 1.
More like stage 2. So
okay. So instead of Blastoise, they're War Turtles.
So like you know how hang on So these guys are like Zeus and Poseidon, and then the other guys are more like Psyche or Eros, like just other guys.
Okay, so like the lesser gods.
The lesser gods. We have greater gods and then lesser gods, and then above them we have like sort of a Judeo-Christian god.
Basically, we have the god, then we have the plastics, then we have the rest of the JV clubs and the jocks and the nerds and. This is just being girls. Okay.
Well, anyway, so all of those guys, all the like the celestial types, they're called the Maiar. The Maiar are the lesser gods, and then the Valar are these 14 guys. Are these 14 guys right here?
The Valar are like the gods. The Valar are like the pantheon.
They're not really gods, though.
No, I know, but I'm saying they're analogous to the
they're pantheon. Analogous to the Greek pantheon. So all those guys together.
The Valar are the 14. The Mylar are the lesser.
The Maiar.
The Maiar.
Yes.
Are the lesser. Okay, got it.
Keep going. So they create the universe.
Who does?
All those guys. Eru Yuvatar, this god guy right here. He basically conducts everybody else in what is essentially the Let There Be Light jam session, and then they create the universe through music. They make music together, and it creates the world.
Make your own kind of music.
Yes.
Create your own universe.
All right, so now we're going to move over a little bit.
These guys are going to fight over rings and jewelry. It gets worse.
Are you done?
It rhymed.
No, it was good. All right, so you see these 14 guys?
Yes.
But you notice how I moved over slightly? You see this guy right here? This is Morgoth. So that is Melkor. Ooh. His name used to be Melkor, but then it becomes Morgoth for some other reasons.
Oh, so he evolves like Gandalf evolving from Gandalf the Great to Gandalf the White.
No.
It's a Pokemon evolution.
No, it isn't.
It's a fashion choice, and we respect it.
No.
Oh my god, are they trans? Good for them. Good for them.
Oh no!
Is
choking.
I forgot the first name you said, but is Morgoth their name and the other name their dead name?
No. Melkor is like...
See, Tolkien could be cool. Tolkien could be cool if you told me all this stuff.
All right, so Morgoth...
I want my own queer agenda for Tolkien.
We can build that later.
The Hobbits are going to be gay. Morgoth is going to be a
We haven't even gone past the first event yet. The first event. So the world is being created.
This is why you know it's by a straight guy. It's the first event and I already want to leave.
Oh my god!
I'm kidding.
I know. I'm trying to figure out like how long is it going to take for you to get like totally confused? Are you already confused?
No, so far I'm following. You got the 14.
But then there's a 15th one.
You got the Valgar.
The Valar.
The Valar. Then you got the Mylar.
The Maiar.
The Maiar.
You're putting an L in there that shouldn't be there.
You have the Valar and the Maiar, and you have what's his name? Eru, the god.
Eru Yuvatar.
But okay,
I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Eru, he conducted them all. They made music.
And then Morgoth here. Morgoth, his name was Melkor, but we're gonna call him Morgoth because that's what he's known as for most of the story.
Yeah, he's the scar of the story. He's like the outcast.
He's
who
like
the name change, who ends up betraying everyone to rule Pride Rock.
Yeah, basically he rolls up into the jam session and starts.
So he's the devil.
And starts creating starts making like dissonant music. He's like, oh, like I'm gonna just do my own shit, and everyone's like,
So basically,
what the fuck are you doing?
Let me get this straight. Everyone's performing in their musical symphony, and this motherfucker rolls up playing jazz.
Yes.
And is like, fuck your rules, improvisation.
Basically.
And then the song is just ruined because no one can fucking follow jazz.
And everyone was like, yeah, you're out of the band. And then he was just like, fine, I was leaving anyway. And
so he is the ginger spice. He's the Justin Timberlake.
No. Justin Timberlake didn't actively like fuck up in sync though.
No, I know.
It's more like
do a solo act.
All right, so you know like Fifth Harmony, if I remember correctly, Camila Cabello, she left the band because she had like really fucked up relationships with the rest of everybody in Fifth Harmony. And we all just let her slide, like nothing happened. But Morgoth, they don't really let him slide. Like
so no Havana for Morgoth.
But this is when we have to get into who all these other Valar guys are. So
you might just want to stop after the Valar explanation because we're already on like 14 minutes, and this is just gonna fucking go.
All right, so we have
to do multiple parts.
Yeah, we might have to do multiple parts for this. But all right, so they're
You're welcome, audience.
So the Valar, they're all different. But what you really need to know is that they all have like different domains, and they're not all of them are like in charge of different stuff, but some of them are more important than others.
Yeah, like the Greek gods.
So like you see this guy Tulkas, he's not, if I remember correctly, he's not super important to the rest of the story.
Tulkas the Valiant.
Yes. So he is like the newest Valar. And he basically was able to get Morgoth out of there. I think he just like beat the shit out of him. He's like sort of the
so he's the bouncer of this Valar group.
You know what? That's not bad. And he's married to this lady named Nessa. Nessa likes to dance.
Listen, Nessa. Yes. Nessa.
Nessa likes to dance. And then we have your god of the sea, basically. He's very important. Olmo. He's very important to like the rest of the he's very important later in the story because he is the guy who sets Elrond's grandfather up on his journey.
Elrond.
But that's like thousands and thousands and thousands of years later.
There's an Elrond in Lord of the Rings. The only Elrond I know is Elrond Hubbard.
No, Elrond, like Elrond, like Arwen's father.
Oh, Elf
yeah, he's relevant. He's relevant to the story.
Okay, the one who's like, "Fuck you, Aragorn. You can't marry my daughter. You're not worthy."
And there's a reason why he was like, "Okay, Aragorn, you have to level up a significant amount in order to even think about going near my daughter."
Well, yeah, he's King Triton. He doesn't want Eric near Ariel because he's a filthy human.
Well, actually, no. Elrond is half elven, so...
And mermaids are half people. I said what I said.
All right. Well, and then there's, where is he? Okay, there's Manwë. Manwë is sort of like he's the one who I think is, he's the one who speaks, like, most directly to Eru Yuvatar. Eru Yuvatar does not get involved.
So he's the Gabriel? Michael? Which is the messenger?
No, he's not.
The Hermes.
No, he's not really a messenger. He's more like the Zeus. He's more.
He puts his dick in everything.
No, he does not. He does not put his dick in everything. He's very monogamous. These are very monogamous gods. They do not spread their seed. They do not fuck mortals.
I can get behind them.
All right. So Manwë, he is this one's brother, the evil guy. Morgoth's? So Manwë and Morgoth are brothers, and then these two, this one and these two are brothers. This guy commands the realms of the dead.
Oh, so he's Hades.
So like when elves die, you're gonna find out later. When elves die, they go to a place called
boat, right? They go on the boat and they sail.
No, they go
to the afterlife.
No. That's something else.
Oh no, that's what Frodo does. Never mind.
That's what Frodo does. But the elves do that too.
Oh, so they do go to the.
But that's not how they die.
No,
they die like when they die.
It's like Karen. Or Charon.
No. When they die,
Charon.
No. That's something else. When they die, they go to a place called the Halls of Mandos, which is named after this guy.
Is it like the Halls of Valhalla where they fight and get drunk and?
No. The elves they go there and they just like wait around.
So it's purgatory.
That's not inaccurate. Like they hang out there.
Them? Like,
well, they're waiting around.
Are they just like having?
They're waiting around. They're waiting around for either the end of the world or to get reincarnated.
Yeah, so purgatory.
There's an incidence. We know of at least one incidence of an elf being reincarnated.
Oh, so he just skipped the line and was like, "Fuck you!"
No, because sometimes it just happens.
Baby.
No,
Disney Fast, going on the rides, getting a new life.
No, like sometimes it just happens for them. Like sometimes it's just like
he's like popping like something. He's a baby, and it's like, oh,
like
gotta go back. You're
like
a baby.
there's okay. So there's all like okay. We're gonna get to this part later, but there are instances where elves do get reincarnated and reborn into. They get to go back to like Middle Earth.
We have to go back, Legolas. We have to go back.
Oh God, you're killing me. Okay. Well, anyway. Those are the we can get through all the gods, but that's gonna take forever. Or the Valar, but that's gonna take forever. But for what you need to know is that part of the great music, the great jam session of Arda that created the universe. The
album has a name?
No, yes, it does. The album has a name. The universe is named Ea. It's called Ea. And the world. So there's the world as a whole, not Middle Earth. Middle Earth is a smaller part of the greater land of Arda. And Arda is the world inside of the universe called Ea. Are you with me so far?
You said Ea was the world, but Ea is also the universe.
No, Ea is the universe. Arda is the world.
Right, so Ea is the Milky Way, Arda is Earth. Yes?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't think there are any aliens here, but anyway.
No, I'm just trying to like turn this into human terms so my dumb human brain can understand it.
All right, so then we've made it almost 20 minutes and we are not even onto the main Silmarillion yet.
Christine, this isn't even you telling long-winded stories. This is just me following you and making snappy jokes.
All right,
not even funny jokes, mind you. It's snappy jokes.
But so part of the making of the universe is Eru-Yuvatar.
The Big Bang, if you will.
The Big Bang. He has a plan where there's like he makes like humanoid sentient creations. The first ones, the firstborn, they are called the Elves.
So the elves are basically Adam.
No, because the elves are like the firstborn, and then the men, like the humans, they come later.
Yeah, the Eve.
And the difference between elves and men is men are a little bit more they're a little bit squishier. They're easier to kill. They don't live as long, but they also die of natural causes. So you know when I was talking about how this guy Mandos here. That Mandos, he presides over the halls of Mandos where the elves go, where they die, and then they just sit around and wait.
Yeah.
The men don't do that. So the men actually, they go somewhere else, and nobody knows where the men go. They stop off at the halls of Mandos, and then they go somewhere else. And we never find out where.
Tolkien, I'm going to write a dramatic death that explains where elves go. Alright, cool, Tolkien. What about humans? No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
No, because
I can write 30,000 fucking books. My son can spend his entire life going through my shit. But what happens when man dies? Beats me.
Well, that's the point, because this is when we get into like more philosophical stuff that we're gonna deal with when the when the show comes out, when the Amazon show comes out,
Are you sure?
Because they're gonna be dealing with like the Numenorian stuff.
I'm sorry, the Numa dance. What?
Numenor.
My.
This is gonna be so hard to follow.
I'm pitchy. I'm sorry.
So, Numenor is.
Numenor.
We're jumping way ahead.
Numenor.
This isn't even gonna be like. There isn't gonna even really be an explanation in here. It's just gonna be me trying to explain, and I'm not, because I keep having to jump forward. So
stop jumping forward.
All right, so
I'm the problem. This is why you can't tell a good story. You're not the problem at all. It's me. It's always been me.
So we're not even gonna explain that part. We'll deal with that later. So, but then something happens. Something happens when Eru Yuvatar makes the elves and the men. It takes a while for them to wake up. It takes a while for them.
Where are they? Like sleeping on the ground? Or...
Yeah, they're literally sleeping like on the ground.
Like sleeping on the ground or in the ground? There's a difference.
If I remember correctly, I haven't cracked open the Silmarillion in a while, but if I remember correctly, they are sleeping under, the elves are sleeping under like the stars. Like they're sleeping somewhere. We don't really know. Nobody knows where they are. Eru Yuvatar just dropped them off, the sleeping elves and the sleeping men, and he put them different places, and they wake up when they're gonna wake up.
This is the most complicated game of Sims I have ever heard.
So, but the thing is that like one of these guys, Ale over here, Ale is like the smith. He's like, I think the closest analogy I can give you is Hephaestus. Hephaestus.
Oh, so he's like
he's the smith.
Weapon maker.
He's the weapon maker, but he doesn't get cuckolded. Like his wife isn't like fucking like somebody else.
Or what? Wasn't there a bull?
No, his wife was Aphrodite. She was fucking Ares.
I don't fucking know.
We're gonna have to do this with Greek mythology too, aren't we?
Leave me alone.
Well, anyway, Ale, he gets kind of like bored waiting around.
He's the guy who made the rings, right?
No, he's the guy who made the dwarves. The dwarves were not part of the plan. They were not part of the main plan for the universe. Ale just kind of made them, and he made 7. He made 7 dwarf lords. But then Eru Yuvatar found out about it, and he was like, Ale, like, what the fuck are you doing?
So why is Morgoth the bad son when this fucker's over here making creations that shouldn't?
Because Ale was like repentant about it. He was because he didn't make them.
So let me get this straight.
He made them so he could have like a group of people that he could teach like right now. But
let me get this straight. Morgoth did nothing but sing off key.
He also made the orcs.
So you didn't lead with that.
Yeah, I need to because the elves aren't awake yet. The elves aren't awake yet, so this is when we get into where orcs come from. Orcs are basically.
Mommy, Daddy, where do orcs come from?
They're tortured elves.
Wait, what?
They're tortured elves. That's what they used to do. They used to capture elves and torture the shit out of them and do all sorts of awful things to them, and then they would come out orcs.
Wait, no, but you see them in like birthing pods.
Yeah, no, that's the Uruk-hai. That's something else.
What the fuck is the Uruk-hai? I thought the Uruk-hai was
the Uruk-hai.
orcs.
You remember the first movie
Vaguely.
where Saruman is like, we need stronger orcs that can run through in the daylight and not get tired.
Yeah.
So he starts crossbreeding orcs and goblin men to make the Uruk-hai.
Okay,
The Uruk-hai are
okay.
not a thing in this world. They are a brand new, newfangled thing for just the Lord of the Rings, which is actually the last event in the timeline.
Hold up, you start at the end of the story?
Well,
The end of the story is the most important part?
or it's the most popular part. I would
Just
argue.
like
I would argue that the first stage is way
You know
more
what?
interesting.
That makes sense. People always want to get to the climax.
Boo. Well, anyway, Ale, he makes the dwarves, and then Eru is like, "Hey, you shouldn't have done that." And Ale is like, he's really upset about it. He's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to disrespect you. I just really wanted, like, I was just really inspired by what you were doing." And he picks something up, and he's gonna go kill the dwarves, and the dwarves get scared, and because they're sentient, they're alive, and Eru is like, "Hey, I don't want you to kill them." Because they're alive now, and I'm gonna adopt them, and I'm gonna make them part of my plan, but they're not gonna wake up before the elves are because
But they're already awake.
No. He puts them back. He puts them asleep, and then he sends them.
God, the poor dwarfs. Wake up, children. It's time to die. Don't do it. I am God. I said no. Good night, children. Time to sleep.
Well, dwarves are sort of like an interesting thing. I know hobbits are also kind of like a happy accident in that way. They're not really. They also, I don't think, were part of the plan. Like, they just sort of show up later on.
If I've seen that fucking family tree, the hobbits know about happy accident.
No, well, anyway, so this is when
hobbits make more accidents than fucking
all right.
Bob Ross.
So but the thing is that Ale, the smith guy, he makes the dwarves. His wife is the goddess of nature. So she doesn't really cotton all too well to, like, the dwarves are going to be...
She doesn't really what?
She doesn't really cotton on too well to this whole...
Cotton on?
Oh, God. She doesn't like the idea...
No, I've just never heard that term before.
Oh, I've heard it all the time.
Okay.
Well, she doesn't like the idea of Ale's, like, little, like, mining babies going into the forests and, like, fucking them all up.
This is
so then she goes to Eru.
This is the equivalent of a wife who is pissed off that her husband spends more time in the garage fixing up
Literally, that's how it goes.
Fixing up that DeLorean because, like, goddamn Back to the Future movie and spending time with her.
That's literally how it goes.
That's the equivalent of what this is. This is such a straight story, Jesus Christ.
So literally, that's how it goes. So she goes to Eru and she's like, "Hey, I want to make something to protect the forest." And Eru is like, "All right."
She makes the tree people, doesn't she?
She does make the tree people. And then she rolls up to Ale like, the forests are gonna be protected. Fuck yo kids. My kids are better. And then Ale literally just goes, "My kids are still gonna need wood though." And then he just goes right back to work.
You know, you started this out by saying this guy isn't cuckolded. They have a good relationship.
They do have a good relationship.
But they don't. It's all competitive, and it's all, my kids
No,
are better
because
than
Yavanna
yours.
wants to protect the forest because, like, that's her domain. She's like, "Hey, like, these things are gonna come in and they're gonna, like, chop down the trees."
You're not allowed into my sewing room. This is my craft table. Keep your dirty grease and your screws and your tires out of it.
All right, well, basically...
I'm gonna finish this scarf, and it's gonna take me 4 months because I'm just learning how to cross-stitch.
All right, we're not even in, like... Honestly, if we're gonna get through this now, I think we're gonna have to do this in several parts and just go through as much of this as we can because then you see, like, the Valar. We're done with the Valar right now.
Okay, is this where we should stop it?
No.
Part in a new video?
No. We are going to get into the beginning of the main part of the Silmarillion story, which is called the Quintus Silmarillion.
I'm sorry, he went for the quintessential Silmarillion and made a pun.
The Quintus Silmarillion.
Yeah, the quintessential Silmarillion. The Quintus Silmarillion. Yes, it's perfect.
It is.
Never change a thing, Tolkien.
Well, so we have... so I believe these guys here, these red guys...
Which red guys?
These red guys, the ones that don't have descriptions here, these are some of the first elves. But... So what happens when the elves wake up? They wake up at nighttime because there is no sun and moon just yet. It's just the stars. And the stars were made by this lady, Manwë's wife, Varda. You know when Galadriel hands Frodo that lamp in the first movie?
Vaguely, yeah.
It comes from a and then, like, you know, like when he in the third movie when he actually uses it and he says this chant to light it up.
Vaguely.
It's a chant about this woman.
So let me get this straight. Frodo is walking around with what I would imagine is the equivalent of Zeus's fucking thunderbolts.
It's
for
not a
2
thunderbolt.
movies.
It's not really a thunderbolt.
No, but it's like the equivalent. It's like a magical item that's connected to this god that is all powerful.
Yes and no, because I'm pretty sure.
Wow, Frodo becomes more and more incompetent the more and more I learn about him.
It's not. If I remember correctly, it's not Starlight. It's like part of one of the Silmarils, but I can't even.
Silmarils is in the Silmarillion?
Okay, so the Silmarillion is named after the Silmarils, the 3 Silmaril jewels, which is why we have to get into.
After fucking spiritual stones like in Legend of Zelda?
What are you talking about?
There's the 3 spiritual stones in Legend of Zelda. We talked about this in the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ocarina of Time copied off of.
No, it definitely did. It absolutely did. It definitely.
But we have to get in. But we can't talk about the Silmarils without talking about the first line of like royal elves. We can't do that. We have to deal with them first before we deal with the Silmarils. Can we do that?
I'm not stopping you.
Okay.
I'm just...
All right, so...
My job, I thought, was to make clever banter.
No, there is clever banter.
Okay.
This is clever banter. It's very clever.
Okay, because you're like, can we go? And I'm like...
We have a lot of material to cover! So, there's 3 different, okay, so there is 3,
Silmaril.
No, there's 3 elf houses. There's actually several elf houses. So there's,
Oh, no, that's one. Black eagles... Blue lions, golden gear.
Yes and no.
Right, because there's also the Ashen Wolves. I got it. I know. Okay. I've seen the DLC.
So we have there are actually 3 main light elf houses because there's light elves and dark elves, but there are no
got it.
But there are no drow. There are no drow. That's not how this works. The dark elves are just people.
Drow.
No, they're not. Legolas is a dark elf.
Sorry, you just made him 10 times hotter in my mind. Keep going.
So,
I love me a bad boy.
All right, so we have to move a little bit further down. We're gonna forget about these guys for a little bit. We have the Vanyar, or at least the Vanyar over here, and then the Noldor, which is all of these guys over here. Like, it's a lot of these guys, and then we have the Teleri, which they're hanging out over here, like away from the screen. So, but then those are the 3 main groups of elves that went to go to the light of the 2 trees.
Right, and then
I haven't even touched the light of the 2 trees yet.
And then Salazar Slytherin decided to make his own elf house, so he created the Dark Elves.
No, the Dark Elves are different.
And he decided that he would teach them all.
So basically, all the elves wake up. All the elves wake up, and then then somebody shows up, and they're like, I think his name is Eonwë. I might be wrong, but he shows up and he's like, "Hey guys, everybody wants you guys to come home to the to Valinor to
the afterlife."
Yeah, because it's not really the afterlife.
That's a shitty existence. Hold on.
No, it's not the afterlife.
No. I know. Dead stop. You're telling me the elves slept the entire time, woke up and was like, "Hey, time to die."
It wasn't time to die.
Okay, but honestly,
because you're thinking about Valinor and like the Grey Havens where Frodo went off to, as a land where they went to die, like their afterlife. It is not their afterlife. The halls of Mandos that I was talking about is their afterlife.
So where do they end up going?
They go to the Undying Lands, which is basically where all like the Celestials and the Divine people live.
Understand? It sounds like the fucking afterlife.
It's not the afterlife.
No, they didn't go to the afterlife. They went to purgatory. No, it wasn't purgatory. It was limbo. That is what you sound like
no,
right
it's
now.
not. Okay, so,
Christine, what's a synonym for undying? Immortal. What's a synonym for immortal? The immortal plane? That's a synonym for heaven. You realize what this fucking sounds like.
Okay, so imagine...
This dude knows about words. He was an English dude. Like, he studied languages. He made up languages. This is entirely intentional. No. Fuck you, Tolkien. You're entirely arbitrary and obnoxious for no good reason other than to piss me off. It's working.
Okay.
oh, it's dying, but it's not dying. It's different. You know
But
what
it is different!
This is the summation of our entire friendship. This is an argument in semantics.
But it's not semantics.
But it entirely is semantics.
Okay, there's a difference between a world where living people live that has divine energy and the afterlife.
Yes. But when these elves leave that living land that has this energy to travel to another land that's also known as the Undying Lands, I can be forgiven for assuming it's the afterlife.
But it's not the afterlife.
I know, the name is dumb. He was also a historian, wasn't he? That makes sense. Historians pick dumb fucking names for shit.
Alright. Well, okay. But the thing is that, so there are three main, there's a bunch of different, there's like 4 main kings. There's
Kings
4.
Of what?
The elves. So the first group to go are the Vanyar, which are ruled by these guys.
Lands.
These guys right here. Ingwe. Ingwe is the guy who takes the first group of people. Those are the Vanyar. The Vanyar they're important, but they're not that important.
And they're going to the Undying Lands.
They go first. And all of the Vanyar, they go together. They all go together. They go to Valinor and they don't leave.
Field trip, we're going to Valinor. We're gonna live there forever. Bye.
Basically. And then we're gonna go over here for a little bit. So then we're gonna shift back because we have to deal with the insanity that is the Noldor. The Noldor are by far the most important. They're by far the most important to the story. And then we have these guys, the Teleri. The Teleri it's a very diverse crew because the Teleri, most of them actually don't go. Most of them actually, when this guy shows up and he's like, hey,
I can't go on the field trip. My mom didn't sign my permission slip. I gotta stay home.
Basically. The thing is, they just didn't want to go. They're like, hey, like, we like this area. We're gonna hang out here. We'll get there when we get there. Like, fuck off. But then this guy, Thingol, his name used to be Elwë, because he has a brother. His Elwë, and then his brother Olwë. So then Elwë, he's originally the king. But then he goes and then he meets this lady here. He's an elf, but then he meets, why can't I close this for some reason? I can't close this for some reason.
Maybe click off it.
Okay. He meets this lady called Melian. Melian is not an elf. She is a Maiar. So this elf meets this lesser god and they fall in love. And he promptly kind of like fucks off. And he just kind of fucks off. And then his brother, Olwë, he takes the Teleri that want to go to Valinor. He takes those guys and they kind of hang out in this.
So let me get this straight.
And they hang out together in.
Let me get this straight. Elwë is a shitty king and is like, yo, I just got god puss. It's so good. I'm going to leave you. Bye, people. Fuck off. You're on your own. I'm going to go slap some god cheeks. And he does that.
That is really disrespectful to Melian, but okay, fine.
She ain't my god. I don't worship at her temple.
So Thingol, he becomes the king of the Teleri that stay. Because the Teleri...
Wait, okay. No. So I wasn't done. So Olwë, the brother...
He takes the guys who want to go.
He takes the guys who want to go, and they go all field trip.
They go on the field trip.
And then this guy Thingol is like, all right, yo, remainders, scrap heap.
They're the Dark Elves. Thingol is the only, like, he's technically a Dark Elf because he's never went to Valinor, but he spent so long absorbing Melian's light that he's basically a light elf. It doesn't matter.
So you're telling me that you become a Dark Elf because you don't want to go visit, you don't want to make a holy pilgrimage to the Undying Lands?
You don't, because you don't go to, because if they didn't go to Valinor, they didn't behold the light of the two trees.
But isn't there...
The two trees!
But isn't there a religion where, like, you have to go on a pilgrimage to, like, Israel or something? One of the religions does that, right?
A few. I think,
right. So you're telling me that these elves are just, they don't want to go on their religious pilgrimage? And that makes them evil?
They're not evil. They're not evil. They just didn't go.
They make them dark.
They're Dark Elves. They didn't see the light of Valinor and the two trees. That's all it means.
That's a dumb fucking way to decide whether or not someone's light or dark.
But it doesn't mean anything. It's arbitrary.
What do you mean you weren't at Tommy's house party, bro? That means that you're a Dark Elf. You weren't invited to the party. You didn't do keg stands with us.
Well, no, the issue is that
This is how dumb this sounds.
the thing is that's culture, because it's culture, because the Teleri, like the people who the elves who stay in Middle Earth, the elves that stay in well, no, it's not Middle Earth. It's called Beleriand. The world that they're in right now, it's called Beleriand. The elves that stayed, they don't speak the language that the elves in Valinor speak, and that matters. That matters because it becomes an issue later on.
This is basically like the people who go to Valinor. They're the Americans seceding from England and being like, "Fuck you, we're starting our own continent," and they start their own nation. And then you've got the other guys, the Dark Elves, if you will. They're Britain. And you've got this whole like cultural difference and cultural divide.
No, it's not. There is, because it's not really a divide until later.
And the difference is we have democracy and freedom, America, and they have, the Queen.
But no, it's not like that at all.
Because that's what it sounds like.
It's not like that at all.
I'm not wrong.
It's not like that at all.
America.
No, it's not like that. Well, anyway, the Teleri's a little bit different. But now we have to get into the fuckery that we call the Noldor. The Noldor is this guy. The king is Finwë. So Finwë, he's pretty chill. He takes most of the Noldor. Not every Noldor goes, but enough of the Noldor go that they don't have like a Noldor king that left behind. The ones that stayed are the ones that stayed. They're not that important. The Noldor that go are the most important. So we have the House of Finwë. Finwë, he marries a lady named Miriel, and they're super in love. And he loves her so much, and she gets pregnant with this guy over here. That's Fëanor. So Miriel, as you can see here, she was Finwë's first wife. And the reason why she's his first wife and not his only wife is because
dies in childbirth.
She not only does she die in childbirth, this guy over here, his spirit is so fiery and full of like life and shit, and full of like the fire of life, that it literally burns the life right out of her. She goes to hang out with
Wait, I'm sorry. So
she goes to hang out in her gardens, the Valar Estes gardens, and she just dies there.
So let me get this straight.
She literally just gives up her spirit voluntarily because she's just like, this kid took all of my life force. I need to leave.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
Mommy and Daddy are in love. Mommy and Daddy have baby. Mommy decides that baby is too much work, goes off to wine garden to get drunk, and never comes home.
Considering that the elves' spirits never actually leave this plane of existence.
So Mommy's having a really good time at the wine garden.
Well, Mommy's having a fun time
got drunk.
waiting around in Mandos. So Finwë is super sad about it. He's very he loves his son, he loves his boy.
Fucking left him to party.
Like he loves his boy, but he eventually finds love again with this lady from the Vanyar people, Indis. She's...
Can you believe we end this right now?
Yeah, we end this right now. We're at almost 45 minutes, and we are making progress, so this is good.
Are we?
All right, so then
I feel like I'm even more
confused. They have some other kids. So we have, I don't know who this is, and I don't know who this is, because they're not. I don't remember them from the Silmarillion. I think they're daughters. They might be well, let's see. Yeah, no, I don't. These people aren't. They're not especially important. So we have Fingolfin and Finarfin. These are their names.
How do you prove to me that you hate your kids? Show me how. I named my daughter Fingolfin. No,
it's a boy. It's a boy.
I named my son Fingolfin. And
Fingolfin was a fucking badass. And
I accidentally misgendered him. That was my bad.
All right, so we have... So Fingolfin, they have other kids. They have kids, and then Fëanor has kids. So Fëanor is pretty important because Fëanor is the guy who makes the Silmarils.
The jewels.
He makes the 3 jewels.
He's
Middle
Earth's like finest.
So this lady over here, the lady, well actually no, the Valar together.
Oh my god, I loved your jewelry. Where did you get it? I went to Fëanor.
Actually, that's not wrong. It is and is not wrong.
With Fëanor. instead of every kiss begins with K.
God! Okay, well, so before Finor was born, they made the Valar made these trees. Like you know the tattoo I have, the two trees.
Yeah.
So they
Wait, that's your tattoo?
yeah, it's the two trees.
You gotta show a picture for the audience.
Yeah.
Those don't look like trees. That looks like one tree looking all buff with
It's
buff
an
arms.
it's an elvish
It's
character.
one tree with his buff arms like this.
It's an elf
ready to throw down.
So it's an elvish character
It's
for
a
the two
character,
trees
right?
because it's like the letter that they use for the two trees, like the symbol they use for it. So they make the two trees, and the two trees basically serve as like the sun and like the sun and the moon like on crack.
No,
they're
kiss.
crazy bright.
No kiss.
Nobody's kissing. So there's
Did the trees kiss?
No.
Kiss.
So the two trees, one of them, their names are Telperion. Telperion's like the silver tree that bears a bunch of silver flowers, and then Laurelin is the gold tree that bears a bunch of gold fruit. So it's super bright in Valinor. That's why the Light Elves are the Light Elves, because they basically are sitting there absorbing all this divine light all day.
So let me get this straight.
So then so this is when we get into...
This is just the Middle Earth equivalent of a tanning bed. And the Light Elves are going to be the sickest tan ever.
No, but like imagine...
The Dark Elves are allergic to the sun and be like, nah, I can't
go. The Dark Elves, like the Dark Elves, the sun and the moon aren't a thing yet. So they literally do live in the nighttime all the time.
So Legolas is a mole person.
No, because by the time Legolas was born, the sun is a thing.
So
we have to get to the sun and the moon. We haven't even gotten to the sun and the moon yet.
So Legolas is descended from mole people.
No, they don't live underground. It's just nighttime.
They live in darkness.
So the stars are there. It's plenty bright for them. They're happy.
Are they?
Yeah, they're happy. That's why they didn't go.
But they don't even have jewelry to complete their lives yet.
All right, well, anyway. So this is when we get into some, like, character shit. So Finor...
You mean we haven't gotten even to character shit
No, this is just world building. This is...
Oh.
All right, so Finor has first marriage child syndrome, where he does not appreciate Fingolfin or Finarfin in any way, shape, or form. He's like, fuck those guys. And he never really treats them like brothers. He's kind of a douche. He's kind of a douche to them. So, but Finor's like the smartest one, and then Fingolfin's like the strong one. And then Finarfin is kind of he's kind of the one with like the most heart. Like he's the most like empathic and empathetic and that kind of thing.
Which means he's definitely damaged.
Actually, no, he isn't.
Well, no, he's got a nerd brother and a jock brother, and he's in the middle of it.
Oh, Finor?
Yeah.
Well, Finor is widely considered to be like the most intelligent and the most talented elf that ever lived, because he makes the Silmarils and he makes a whole bunch of other shit. So he marries this lady named Nerdinel, and Nerdinel is the daughter of this like super important elf smith. He's not really important to the story, but he teaches Finor how to make crazy cool jewels. So that's how he makes the Silmarils. And then they have 7 fucking sons. They have 7 sons.
Wait, so everyone's just impressed with this dude because he can make pretty jewelry?
No, but he can make like the best stuff. And he also invented...
Why does everything come back to jewelry?
He also invented the alphabet. And he invented the alphabet for, I think, it's called Finorian script. Not all the elves use Finorian script, but enough of them do that it's important.
So I made this amazing script so all the elves can communicate with one another and all language barriers will cease. I also made these 3 cool rocks. Guess which one I'm more famous for? Go on, guess. I bet you can't tell.
All right, well,
Don't tell anyone, but I just painted these rocks. They were in my backyard.
Oh my god, I'm choking. Well, so Finor had 7 sons. So going up.
7 elves for 7
There's
brothers?
twin sons over here. That's Amrod and Amras. They're twins. They don't really have a lot of characterization. There's a lot of conflicting stuff about them.
So they're like the Weasleys.
There's
the twins. There's Percy. There's Charlie. There's Bill. I got you.
Well, what we know about them is that they have red hair. That's all I really know about them.
Hey, they are like Weasleys!
No, not all of them have red hair. And then there's this Corafin.
Another Weasley.
Corafin is like the one who kind of inherited the Feanor's like crafting ability, and then his son is Celebrimbor.
I'm sorry, are you casting a magic spell?
Or no, not Celebrimbor. Probably Celebrimbor.
I'm sorry, again, are you casting a magic spell?
He's the guy who makes the rings of power.
Oh.
No. He doesn't.
Oh, this family.
No.
This is like the fucking Skywalkers of Lord of the Ring universe.
Oh, the House of Finwë, absolutely. They absolutely are. Most of the elves, I think, except for Legolas in the Lord of the Rings, are descended from the House of Finwë.
Oh, gross. That means they're all related to me?
Including Aragorn. Aragorn's descended from the House of Finwë. Arwen's twin brothers. Arwen has twin brothers. They were adopted out. It was very sad. Galadriel. Galadriel is actually Finarfin's daughter. She's Finwë's granddaughter. But we're gonna get to that later. So, this is what it feels like to deal with the Zelda timeline. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, Joe. It's really not that bad.
Your audience can't tell, but I'm giving you a look right now.
Well, Celebrimbor, he doesn't make the one ring, because Sauron does that. He makes all the other
7 rings of men.
Sauron tricks him, sort of. He doesn't really trick, like, he tricks him, but, like, he doesn't trick him. I don't remember exactly how that happens.
Hey, buddy, it would be a shame if you made it super...
It's like Celebrimbor, like, he made the rings on his own, but Sauron was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if, like, you made these rings?
Yeah, like, it would be a shame if you made me some dope-ass jewelry for my dope-ass pad.
All right, so
I just want another Super Bowl. I really need another Super Bowl ring.
All right, so the fourth son over here, that's Caranthir. So Caranthir is he's kind of like the loner of the two, because they the sons of Fëanor, they tend to pair up, and because there's 7 of them, Caranthir is kind of like by himself.
Someone's the favorite.
No, yeah, he's kind of like the jerk ass.
Mood.
He's kind of like the jerk ass, but like, I don't remember if he did anything like truly bad.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, he is kind of the favorite. And then the third son is Kelegorum. Kelegorum's supposed to be like the pretty one.
I'm sorry, Kellogg's?
No, Kelegorum.
Yeah, Kellogg's cereal.
No. He's supposed to be like the pretty one, but if I remember correctly, he's like the jerkiest one of them all. He's really shitty. Like he tries to get like Luthien to Nuviel to marry him, like by force.
I'm sorry, Luffy as in like Luffy from One
No,
Piece?
we can't even get into Luthien yet. Luthien's too much. We're gonna have to spend like a whole other episode of this dealing with Luthien to Nuviel. It's gonna be a lot.
Luffy gets his own episode?
No, Luthien is a woman.
Luffy gets her own episode?
Yeah, she's gonna have to get her own episode. Like, it's gonna be too much. And then the second oldest is Maglor. And Maglor is he's the singer. He's like the second best singer who ever lived. And
wow, that kind of sucks.
Well,
you are the hello, yes, Matthew.
Yes, he's the Clayacon. He's more famous than the first one, than the first most famous
Matthew,
singer.
I'm so sorry you didn't get to paint the Sistine Chapel, but you were only the second best artist in all of Rome. We went with Michelangelo. I'm sorry, Matthew Angelo. You didn't measure up, Matthew Angelo.
I'd like to ask you to leave you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I have 2 singers in front of me today. One of you has the greatest voice in all of Aya. Thank you, Judge. The other singer is only second. But there can be only one. Only one can come out on top.
And the other, Mustache. Oh, wait. Well, so the thing is,
So he doesn't get his gold rose. He doesn't get the
Maglor, like, he's not really a jerk ass. He just kind of gets caught up in all the shit. And
what shit? We haven't even gotten to that yet.
Yeah, that's later. Then the firstborn son, you're probably gonna be the most interested in him because he's the one with the gay energy. Yes. That's God, how do you pronounce this name? Maedros. So Maedros is the firstborn son.
His name sounds extra.
For some reasons we got to get into later, he abdicates. When it's his time to become like High King of the Noldor, he abdicates. He doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, because then he has to get married and have kids, and who wants that?
So Finwë is still the High King of the Noldor. Okay. Fëanor gets into like kind of a fight with Fingolfin and Finarfin, and Fëanor like actually.
So let me get this straight. Fëanor fights with his half brothers, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And also as Fëanor is growing up and getting married and having all these fucking babies, Morgoth is sort of let out of jail. The guy who fucks up the band. The Valar who fucks up the band. He
Sorry, I'm picturing Middle-earth Monopoly and Morgoth just chilling in jail. Little hat, like, just chilling. Alright, you roll doubles, you're free to go.
Basically, Morgoth goes to Manwë, this guy over here, the Lord of, like, the Skies or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I've been in jail for a while, I'm ready to do good, can you let me out? And Manwë doesn't really understand malice, like he's a good guy, like, he's a good god and whatnot.
Oh, so he's a himbo, aww.
No, I think Tulkas is more of a himbo.
No,
but out of the Valar, certainly.
I'm in the sense that he's strong and he's dumb, but he's sweet.
Well, it's not that he's stupid. It's that, like, he's trusting. He's trusting, like,
stupid.
Okay, this is when we're going to get into, like, morality and stuff. Because, like, a lot of people... Cause I guess that's up for debate. But anyway. Also, we have to get into Fingolfin and Finarfin's kids. Fingolfin's kids aren't going to be important until later.
How long is this episode going to be?
So, Fingolfin and Finarfin's kids, they're going to become important later as the story goes on.
They're Fred and George. Got it.
No, they are. No, like, they're incredibly important to the story. But, and then Finarfin's kids are also very important to the story. But, they don't come up until later. What you need to know, the one thing you really need to know right now is that Galadriel is Finarfin's daughter. Like Galadriel is in, like, from Lord of the Rings.
I feel it in the water. There's a change.
That is Finarfin's daughter. She has been alive since the First Age. She's literally older than the moon.
That's when you're going to lock us in your room, announce that you have a pregnancy after you get married, and then that's when you trick us, and we watch Lord of the Rings.
So, that's funny. But,
that's what you're going to do. You're going to be like, okay, time for my gender reveal party. And we're gonna
I would not do that to y'all.
And the lights are gonna be down, and we're gonna sit down, and then suddenly we're gonna hear, I feel it in the water, and her whole opening monologue and her very pretty face will pop up on screen, and we'll go to leave, but we won't be able to. And we'll be locked in to the Lord of the Rings extended marathon. And it'll be all 3 movies, extended edition, and all. All right.
I know. We all know that meme. But so do you know about the have you seen the other meme where they talk about why Gimli asking for a strand of Galadriel's hair is so important?
Yeah, because like he's a dwarf, and the dwarves and elves don't get along, and the fact that she gives it to him is like huge because. I don't know. She's Galadriel.
All right, so it's important.
It's like getting Hannah Montana's wig. Like you don't fucking get that shit.
All right, so it's important because
it's like getting a piece of hair from Beyonce.
So it's important because
Galadriel is Beyonce.
So it's important because Galadriel is like Beyonce's hair. Like she has incredibly like her hair is just super shiny and it's got like it's super healthy and like all this other shit. So Fëanor is keep in mind Fëanor is her uncle. And Fëanor is like weirdly fixated on this. And he actually asks her.
Oh, so he's like the no uncle.
No, he doesn't
the kind of uncle that like you have to like you can't wear shorts around, and every time he comes around, your dad's like, put on some clothes, and you're like, what, why? Like, his family, like, it's fine. But your dad is like, no, put on some clothes, and you think you're the problem, but really it says more about your no-no uncle than anything else.
Well, Fëanor didn't do anything to her, but he
I'm sure a lot of uncles didn't do a lot of things to their nieces, but they're still...
No, I agree. He's definitely the no uncle. It wasn't okay. So he asks her for like a strand of her hair so he can get to work on the Silmarils because he was inspired kind of by her hair to make the greatest thing he did. What? No, he did. He did.
Creepy no uncle made the Silmarils?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Yeah, that part sucks. So, that's when... So then, like, millennia later, when Gimli...
Did she give him the hair?
No, she didn't give him the hair. He asked for a single hair, and then he had to make like the 3 Silmarils, and Galadriel said no. So then when Gimli asked for a single hair from her head, she gave him 3, and then Legolas is sort of sitting there like that's a big fucking deal because Legolas knows his shit. He knows his history.
Okay, so why? And this is the Lord of the Rings question. Why does he ask for the hair again? Because I genuinely forgot.
Because Gimli was like really into her. He really liked her. He thought she was really beautiful.
Oh, so we had a hair fetish. Got it. Okay.
I mean, Galadriel was married, so it wasn't going to go anywhere.
So we had a married hair fetish.
It wasn't really a fetish. Like it was just like you're literally the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. I want something to remember you by. It was supposed to be very sweet, but anyway.
I don't know. Reed's creepy.
So Fëanor and so we're back to the main thing. So Fëanor and Fingolfin and Finarfin have a fight. Fëanor puts hands on Fingolfin. Fëanor gets banished. Finwë is like, oh no, you're not banishing because like Finwë, as much as
Finwë loves his first son. I remember.
Yeah, Finwë is like especially because that was like the son by like his first wife.
Right, mommy
and elves don't really get married twice. Like elves don't really get married twice. That's not really a thing that they do. So Finwë gets married twice because he had a second love. That kind of thing. It happens. It was very rare, but it does happen. So Finwë leaves with Fëanor. So Finwë sort of takes...
So dad-son bonding trip?
Kind of, and then Fingolfin sort of becomes like acting king.
Let's go hunting and we can talk about your problems.
Yeah, so then Fingolfin sort of becomes acting king, and Fëanor actually takes the Silmarils with him. He doesn't leave them like in the main...
Wait.
He takes them with him to where they're going.
Who made the Silmarils?
Fëanor did.
Or Fingolfin?
Fëanor did. Fingolfin...
And Fëanor was the one who asked for the hair?
Yes.
Okay. I thought Ferret. I'm
fucking hyperventilating. Fëanor. We're gonna call him Fëanor. There's an umlaut in there.
We're going to call him Fëanor.
No, there's an umlaut in there. I'm fucking up.
You say it?
I'm fucking up all these pronunciations.
Oh, you can't do that to me. Because then when I pretend to act like I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I want to impress my cute boyfriend, he's gonna be so thrilled. And then I'm gonna say Fëanor, and I'll be like, "Who the fuck is that? It's Finwë."
I think okay, so an umlaut, I think it's either Fëanor or Fëanor. I'm pretty sure it's Fëanor. So
Fëanor, no Waynor.
Oh my god, I keep losing track of where we're supposed to go. We're only in like the first corner of this thing.
Get to the semicolons. Get to the Silmaril. The
Silmarils. All right. So
disease.
So Fëanor stays banished for a little bit, and then like they come back because Fëanor is done being banished.
Right. They had their hunting trip. They bonded. They had.
And then so they're coming back. So they go back, and also the banishing because Finwë was king. But it didn't matter because it happened in the holy city or whatever. So Finwë didn't get to be like, oh, Fëanor, it's cool. It went to Manwë. Manwë banished him. So the Valar was like, okay, Fëanor's okay to come back. So then Fëanor comes back with Finwë. Fëanor and Fingolfin shake hands. The beef has been squashed. But then, unbeknownst to anyone, Morgoth is being a little fucker, and he makes a deal with this crazy spider, Ungoliant. Remember Shelob? Shelob from the third movie?
No.
Remember the spider?
No.
You don't remember this? You remember the lamp, but not the spider?
I remember him getting a lamp. I don't remember him using the lamp.
Remember, like he's in the spider cave. He's covered in webs.
I remember the webs, not the spider. But it's Aragog. It's Aragog. Ron Weasley's afraid of spiders. It's Aragog.
No, but like Ungoliant is basically Shelob and Aragog on fucking steroids. Like she's like the mother of all those crazy spiders. Shelob was like the last of her little babies. Ungoliant was basically this crazy evil spider who ate light. Like she eats light.
So Charlotte...
That's why Shelob lived in the dark. She was afraid of light.
So this is Charlotte, basically, like Charlotte from Charlotte's Web, basically writing "fuck off" instead of "some pig" in the web.
Sure. Fine. So...
You're not even questioning anymore. You're just like, all right, we're going to move on because I want to wrap this up.
So Morgoth goes to the... So what they're doing, what they're trying to do is they're trying to kill the trees that... The two trees that give life to give light to Valinor and kind of the universe. And...
So like the spiders are trying to kill the trees?
Morgoth is trying to kill the trees.
Morgoth is using the spiders to kill the trees.
Ungoliant is going to be the one who actually kills the trees. And
Morgoth's behind it all.
Morgoth's behind it all, and Morgoth is actually there. Like, he's helping kill the trees. But Ungoliant is basically she just wants lots and lots of light-filled jewels to eat. So
I have a bad feeling about the Silmarils.
Basically. So Finwë goes, actually Finwë stays behind. So Finwë's behind. He's behind like where they're staying. He didn't go because he doesn't want to go back to like the main city when his son isn't allowed to be there. So Fëanor goes, he and Fingolfin squash the beef, everything's fine. But as everything's fine, they come up on the tree and they kill the trees. And
well, Christine, you have to get the tattoo removed. The trees are dead.
So, and then when everyone's freaking out about the trees, Morgoth and Ungoliant, they go over to where the Silmarils are, they kill Finwë, and they take the trees. So Finwë over here...
They take the trees or the Silmarils?
No, the Silmarils. They take the Silmarils. So Finwë is dead now.
R.I.P. Finwë.
No more Finwë. So now Fëanor is High King of the Noldor. He is unbanished, and he is officially High King.
Yeah, because his dad is dead.
His dad is dead. And the Silmarils are gone.
Daddy.
The Silmarils are gone. So then Morgoth, and then that's when Fëanor starts calling him Morgoth. This is when he gets the name Morgoth.
Oh, so it's basically like a fuck you, you killed my dad.
Yeah, because
Hello.
Actually no, if I remember correctly,
my name is Fëanor. You killed my father. Prepare to have your name changed.
Ew. So if I remember correctly, either Fëanor names him Morgoth then, or he names him Morgoth later, like earlier. Because Melkor's trying to like be really nice to everybody at first. Like Morgoth, he's trying to be really nice to everybody. He's still being called Melkor at this point. He goes up to Fëanor. He's like, "Hey, I want to be friends." And
so
Fëanor's like, "Fuck you, man."
So he's like Darth Vader, who's really Anakin Skywalker. Spoilers, sorry, spoilers. So he's just changing his name. He's the Sith.
No. But Morgoth didn't change his name. Fëanor changed his name. Everyone was like, "Oh, that's Morgoth now."
Wow, that's fucking dumb. Like, bro, I'm gonna walk around and call myself Odin. You have to call me Odin now.
No. But Morgoth had nothing to do with it because Fëanor was like,
So Christine, what if I called you Priscilla? What if I called you Priscilla and then just everyone fucking rolled with it? Wouldn't I be an asshole? No disrespect.
Fëanor is absolutely an asshole.
No disrespect to any Priscillas. Priscilla's a wonderful name.
Priscilla is actually not a bad name, but
no Priscillas were harmed in the making of this video.
They were not, but oh god.
They changed his name. Morgoth got his name changed.
Morgoth got his name changed. Morgoth, he ends up feeding all of these like crazy valuable jewels to Ungoliant, and she keeps eating the light. But he leaves the Silmarils behind because like he kind of wants them, and he doesn't. But like the problem is he's such an evil little shitter that the Silmarils' holy light is actually starting to burn him. But then, so Morgoth gets away with the Silmarils, and he makes them into like a crown. He puts them in like this crown, and he wears them on his head for a really long time.
That can't be good for his brain.
It's not good for his brain at all. He's kind of like a crazy motherfucker. Like, he's like... Morgoth's not a good man. He's not a good god. He's not very good at all.
He's not the spiders after the trees.
Like, Morgoth is not very good. Silmarils have been stolen. Morgoth has put them in a crown, and nobody really knows what to do now because there are no trees. And there are no trees, and there are no Silmarils.
I laugh, but honestly...
Oh, no! You know what I missed? I missed one more thing. So before the Silmarils were taken, Morgoth is like fucking off to get them. No one knows that they're about to be stolen.
I picture him as like Dick Dastardly with a mustache and like the rubbing of the hands and like the laughing dog next to him. Like,
so nobody knows that they're about to be stolen. So the Valar, they actually ask Fëanor, like, hey, the trees are fucking dead. We need their light so we can bring them back to life. The Silmarils are basically the one thing that can do that. The one thing that can do that. Can you, like, we can't make something like the trees ever again. So can you give us your Silmarils so we can fix them? And then Fëanor's like, I know, like, you can't make these trees ever again, but I can't make these jewels ever again, so fuck you, I'm keeping them. And he left them with his dad specifically so, like, the Valar couldn't get to them. He was being very weird about them. Like, he didn't want anybody really to see them. But then it didn't matter because then Morgoth came and killed Finwë and took the Silmarils anyway.
You know, I wonder if Tolkien was single-handedly responsible for trying to ruin the jewelry business. Because this man fucking hates his jewelry.
You know he does. He does. He does not like jewelry. Bad rings... Bad jewels.
Bad crazy crowns.
Yeah. You know what he does like, though? Starships.
I'm sorry, what?
Tune in next time! No, I'm kidding.
No, please tell me you were, like, does he genuinely like starships? Like, now I need to know. So, we don't have to get into it, but just yes or no.
So, spoiler alert.
No.
Spoiler alert.
No, we can get into it next time if you want.
No. This will not happen for at least another part or two. This explanation
Does he like to go to the beach each? Let's get away?
No.
Does he like the starships?
No. There is a craft, or like there is a ship that is described, and the only way that it can be described, and the only way that it could sort of make sense to be described in the way that it is described, is that it is a spaceship capable of space travel.
Well, I did not have Lord of the Rings spacecraft on my Lord of the Rings bingo card. I thought this was a fantasy novel, not a sci-fi novel. What?
We're only on this little corner. We're only on this little corner of the thing. So all you really need to know right now is Finwë is dead. Fëanor is the High King of the Noldor.
R.I.P. Daddy.
He is missing his dad and his jewels. Fingolfin and Finarfin, they're there too. They're also very sad about their dad being dead.
Missing daddy wants his jewels. There is no heterosexual explanation for this. Everyone in this book is gay.
Well, honestly, if there's anybody in this story that is gay, it's going to be Maedhros and Fingon. But we haven't even touched on Fingon yet. So Fingon is Fingolfin's oldest son, so like they're cousins, but I don't know how that works. But like there's definitely gay energy there. Like there's definitely gay energy there. Gay energy. So for right now, all you really need to know.
So daddy is dead. Fëanor misses the jewels. Morgoth is being a little shit and fucking
the trees are dead, so now they have to figure out what to do to
bring the trees back to life.
Because then there's no light in the world right now. Like the
elves managed without it pretty fine. I'm just
no, they have stars. The imagine having electricity your whole fucking life for millennia and millennia, and then all the lights go out because a spider ate them. That's what they're dealing with right now. It is a crisis. It is a crisis of like epic proportions, and they have to fix it.
I mean, Raid is on sale usually, and they have a spider variant.
Boo! Well, anyway, we got to we're gonna wrap this one. We're gonna wrap this one up, and then next we're gonna get into the unbreakable vow that they take, the fucked up kinslaying at Alcalande.
I'm sorry, is that a Taco Bell order?
The betrayal of the grinding ice, and Feanor's ultimate demise, and some of the other elf stuff.
Cool.
So we will see you then next time. Bye.
Bye.